The day started quietly, the kind of calm morning every farmer hopes for. I walked the edges of my fields, looking over the corn that had finally reached harvest. Months of steady work had brought me to this point, and seeing the golden rows always gave me a feeling of progress. But as I made my way down the path, a strange smell reached me, smoke. It was faint at first, but with each step it grew stronger. Something wasn't right. I moved faster, cutting across the field toward the back corner of my land. When I came over the small rise, I saw flames moving through the dry corn, growing and spreading far too quickly. My stomach dropped. This wasn't a small brush fire. This was intentional. And standing not far from the burning rows was Karen, my neighbor who has been at odds with me since the day I moved here. She runs the HOA next door, even though my property isn't under her control, and she has spent months trying to involve herself in things that have nothing to do with her. She didn't look scared, she didn't even look surprised. She stood with her arms folded like she was waiting for me to react. I didn't confront her, I didn't accuse her. Instead, I took a slow breath, pulled out my phone, and called the fire department. I've worked with them for years through the county's emergency management board, something Karen never bothered to learn. The sirens arrived quicker than she expected. The valley filled with the sharp sound of engines rolling down the gravel road. Firefighters jumped out and began working the burn line with practiced coordination. The captain walked straight toward me, greeted me by name, and asked for a quick summary. Karen's expression changed the moment she realized these weren't strangers. They were professionals who already knew how to handle the situation. While part of the team focused on controlling the flames, another group examined the surrounding ground. They found clear signs of a human start point, lighter marks, disturbed stalks, and footprints leading in and out of the same area. The captain asked Karen a few questions, calmly and directly. Her answers shifted each time she spoke. First she claimed she wasn't there, then she said she saw a spark, then she insisted she came outside only after noticing smoke. Nothing she said matched the evidence. The firefighters didn't argue with her. They simply wrote everything down, took photos, and followed procedure. When they asked her to step back to her property so they could finish their report, she finally grasped how serious the situation was. She hadn't just ruined part of my harvest. She had started a dangerous fire in dry conditions, something the county takes very seriously. I didn't need to raise my voice or make any threats. The truth was clear, and the response was handled professionally. As the flames were brought under control and the last hose was rolled up, Karen stood off to the side, quieter than I had ever seen her. She realized that what she had tried to do in secret was now documented, investigated, and no longer something she could twist or deny. And as the fire trucks pulled away, she was left alone with the reality that her actions had finally caught up to her.